Hi guys, this is Scribbly again with another fountain pen review. Today we are talking about a Lamy pen, and the Lamy pen that we are going to talk about today is the Lamy All-Star. I got that All-Star here from Ron at the Pen Chalet for review purposes. Thanks a lot, Ron. Very kind of you for sending me that pen for review. Thanks a lot. The Lamy All-Star comes in that black cardboard sleeve package box thing, kind of useless afterwards. Of course, you just gotta throw it away, tucked towards that sort of cardboard sheet here. Pen comes off like that, comes with one Lamy proprietary blue cartridge. I have a Z24 converter in here, show you that in a minute. Comes with a Lamy warranty policy kind of paper thing in case you should encounter any issues with the pen. I've never come across any issue with a Lamy pen, at least not with a All-Star, Safari or Lux or something like that. Yeah, but of course you got a warranty. So that's the pen. Black All-Star, very iconic pen. Of course, the similar design. I have a black Safari here. I'm going to compare that for you a little bit, and I have the new Lux in Palladium here. Both of these are still going to be reviewed. I'm going to bring them just in as a sort of not size comparison, just to compare some properties of the pen. Let me get a paper sheet here, show you the pen a little bit more properly. So this is the black All-Star, the iconic Lamy design. I really like that a lot. It's a very comfortably sized pen. This is a matte black finish. It's a bit shiny, but not so much actually. Very beautiful. I find it very beautiful, of course, with the flat sides here, and otherwise it's just a round cylindrical shaped barrel with that sort of like cross, looks like a screw or something like that here at the finial top of the cap. Then it has this very iconic steel wire sort of clip that I find very nice design element. It's a bit on the tighter side, but since it's quite wide, there's no problem to just slide that into your shirt pocket or something like that. Gonna sit. It's a bit long for a shirt pocket, maybe, the pen, because it's on the longer side size-wise. But otherwise, very nice. Then you see the Lamy logo here. That is just sort of embossed or something like that, and you only see it in certain, it's very decent, you only see that in certain angles, or when the light comes in a certain kind of way. So it's not very in your face or something like that. Very minimal, fits the design of that pen very beautifully. And at the end here you have a sort of like a plastic thing that sits here on the pen saying Germany. And then, which is also super useful, you have an ink window here. You see the pen here does not have very much ink left anymore, but there is still some ink left. This is a Robert Oster ink that I have here in that pen. So that is very useful. You don't always have to like open the pen and unscrew it in order to see how much ink there is left. As said, those Lamy pens, the Lamy All-Star, by the way, costing around 30 euro, 20 to 30 euro, 25 euro, somewhere around that price range. So entry level, upper entry level pen, but I would say it's more or less entry level price range. Comes with normally with the proprietary Lamy cartridges, looking like this here. I have one here. You gotta buy those, or you get the Z24 converter for around 5 euro, $5, something like that, and then you can use that and fill the pen from an inkwell, from a bottle. So you screw the cap, the barrel back on. So of course you can also not eyedropper fill that because it's metal and it has holes in here. And what's nice about the pen as well is that it has a smoky translucent section here. You can actually see the feed sitting in here, and then if the pen holds a little bit more ink, you can actually, once you like stick in the cartridge, you can see the feed filling with ink, so you can actually sort of like see the ink in here a little bit. Right now you don't see it very much because it's also very dark ink that I'm using. It's like a blackish, green blackish ink that I'm using, so you don't really see that very good. And then the Lamy pens, they're also famous for that, especially very appropriate for fountain pen beginners because it has sort of like a triangular grip section. Some people are disturbed by that. I find it very comfortable because it really helps you to find that triangular grip, and then it also prevents that flaring out here, prevents your fingers from slipping down onto the nib. Yeah, which is especially useful when you're kind of new to fountain pens. And then the black pen, which I find nice, comes with a black Z50 nib. I got it in a fine nib here, very minimalist nib design as well. Just says F for fine and Lamy. I find it's nice that it's a black nib because it fits the overall design of the pen quite nicely. I have, let me see, another Safari here. A white one. They come with the standard silver nibs, also fine. I find the silver nib with that silver clip here looks very nice on the white one. But then on the black one, I find the black nib looks very nice. As to a short comparison maybe to other Lamys, but just quick because that's not really the point of the review. If you're thinking about getting a black pen, there is also the option slightly cheaper, the black charcoal, or slightly less inexpensive, the black charcoal Lamy Safari. A little bit of a rough surface, much more made, looks more plasticish as well. Otherwise, it's roughly the same size. It's about the same dimensions. The aluminium is slightly heavier, feels more quality in the hand, so that's why I said in the beginning it's sort of a Safari upgrade. Yeah, it's slightly heavier, but not a lot heavier because of course it's aluminium, so it's not that heavy. I found it looks a little bit more, yeah, just looks a little bit more upmarket. It's like still made, but a little bit of like this like metal effect in here. That here looks really like plasticish, but I still like the design. I find it's really nice. But yeah, I mean, like you see for yourself, that's it's definitely a different appearance. Otherwise, the logo is also sort of like pressed or embossed into the pen here. Both have black clips, both have more or less the same cap finish. Here is like a little bit wider. That border here is a little bit wider than on the Safari. And show that to you like that. Otherwise, the clips, both black. It's a little bit of a, difficult to see on the camera, different type of black, but it's still black. Of course, the metal here picks up fingerprints a little bit more, but not much because it's black. You only see that in the light when the sun is shining in, like at the moment. And then when it comes to one thing that I often hear people saying is like, yeah, I want to get the aluminium one because that is more sturdy, you know, that is metal, that is plastic. That is something that actually doesn't hold true, I think, because that plastic that Lamy uses for their Safaris is actually, I think you could probably like, you know, like, I don't know, like an elephant could step on that and nothing would happen. I don't know. This is like a super resistant plastic. If you drop that pen, there's no chance anything is going to happen. You can throw that pen in your pocket with your keys and whatever, nothing is going to happen. That doesn't hold true for the aluminium here, because it's actually not very easy, but what can happen with that aluminium is that you just like dent it, right? I mean, like you indent the metal and then you just have like sort of a dent in the pen. I once had a silver All-Star and that happened to me with that one. So I'd say the sturdier one is the Safari, but the probably, depending on your taste, nicer or more quality, worthier looking one is the All-Star. And then I may compare it also quickly to the new Lux. So that you see that. Also roughly the same dimensions, roughly the same shape. Yeah, and that logo here. Here it's more the pen body color, and here it's a little bit more shiny. You can see the logo a little bit better on the new Lux. But otherwise, that pen costs twice the money than the All-Star. So I'm going to review that and talk about that in a separate review a little bit more, but just so that you have seen that. So at the end, let's jump into a quick writing sample of that pen. I really like the way Lamy pens write. I also heard people having issue with Lamy pens. I personally, I mean, you've seen here, like I have like 3, 4, 5, 6 Lamy pens laying around here. I never had an issue with any Lamy pen writing. The nibs are super smooth. They write very, very well. Lamy All-Star mixing print and cursive here. Why not? Those nibs don't write particularly on the wet or dry side. They're just somewhere in the middle. Just standard, really nice, very, very pleasant nibs. I really like writing with those. That's in black. Really nice. I have to say that they're quite rigid though. I mean, those are not, they don't give you any line variation more or less whatsoever. They're not meant for that. But what's super nice about those nibs, what I really like about the Z50 is that you can actually, Z50 nib, you can flip the pen around and the backside of those nibs writes very, very well. That's a very good writing experience. You can do reverse writing and you actually get half the nib size. Right? That is something that I like a lot about those pens. And since I have some other loaded here, let me also do for you a quick size comparison. So that here is the Z50 All-Star in fine. A short nib width comparison. Why not? We have a Safari here with a medium nib. Lamy Blue, Z50, Safari, medium. It's not a lot wider, but it's wider. Clearly a difference. And then a pen that sort of leaves me a bit dazed and confused, yet is the medium Lamy. This is this Lux, a little bit newer nib design, but looks pretty similar to the Z50 nibs. So I don't know if that is called Z50 or not, but that is the Lux medium. Also very smooth, very pleasant writer. That nib here confuses me a little bit because I find it's actually a little bit finer than the Safari medium. It's a medium, but I find it's closer to that fine here. So I don't really know about that, but otherwise, yeah, the fine is a pretty true fine and the medium is a pretty true medium. With that one, I don't really know. Need to maybe play around a little bit more with that. That was that with the review of that black Lamy All-Star. Very nice pen for around 25 euro. Or 30 euros, something like that. Can't go wrong with that pen. Very reliable writer. Nice iconic design. I really like the pen. Thanks again to Ron from Pen Chalet for sending me that pen for review. I hope that review was useful to you. And as always, I'll see you at the next review. Bye bye.